Hello, welcome back for another reading. I'll be doing a love reading today, so let's go ahead and jump in. All right. Messages regarding loves, please, Spirit. Okay. So let's just flip these ones over here. So we have give it time, options, and lessons learned. Okay, right away I'm getting this sense that like you or someone, I always tend to read for the viewer. So if it doesn't resonate with you, it could be for the other person, or, you know, the cross-watcher. I'm getting a feeling that somebody here is maybe wanting to rush something. Like maybe you've just met somebody and you're like really you're like eager and you're wanting to rush. But you're being asked to give it some time. At least give this particular connection or whoever you've met, give it some time. You have more options than, like, we always have more options, right? There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's like 1 billion people on this planet. So you have a lot more options, and you might have a lot more options around you that actually might be better suited. I'm also hearing with this lessons learned, you may have learned a lot from a past relationship, but I'm getting the feeling here that if you're getting ready to, like, if you're feeling rushed or eager to kind of move quickly with someone that you've just met, maybe you're like, this is the like best thing I've ever experienced in love, you do have more options. I feel like this lessons learned is kind of saying you might end up going back through learning the same lessons with this person. So please give it time to kind of grow and learn more about this person or this connection, because you don't really know them. There's something kind of strong there regarding that. I feel like with the options here too is that obviously there's a lot more. Yeah, you could have some more. I'm just getting this like visual, like it's kind of funny. It's like you're standing in a room and there's like man or woman, it doesn't matter. And there's like a line of people and they're all suitors. They're all like these options. And you're looking at all of the options and you're saying, I really like this person. Maybe you like the way they look. Maybe you have a little bit more information about this person, their personality and stuff. So you're like, I like this person based on their physical traits. I like this person based on their personality. I like this person because of X, Y, Z. You're kind of pointing out based on maybe like this information that you have in front of you based on these people. And the people you're pointing out are all options, but like they're not the king to your queen energy is what I'm really feeling here in this image. You can see she's got this like hat that says queen on it and it says king on there. And there's someone else in the crowd or in this line of options, this line of people who you're overlooking, but they're like the match to you. And so there's a lot of options. There could be a lot of options around you at this time. Maybe there's someone you currently know, someone you've met, or there is someone else in the crowd, in the sea of people that you're going to meet, and you might overlook them if you're too caught up with the eagerness, the desire to move quickly on something that feels really good. You could have been out of dating for a long time, and so being back in the dating scene and, you know, getting excited about meeting people, getting excited about meeting people who have common interests and you guys vibe. Like it's exciting to meet people that you really vibe with and get along with. And especially if you have really good chemistry, right? Any kind of that chemistry where you guys just naturally sync really well together. You might be feeling that with some of the people you're meeting, but you might also be getting kind of caught up in wanting to move along pretty quickly in that connection or those connections. And there's somebody that you are possibly overlooking, because you're just focused so much on just this one person. So give it time to see this particular connection evolve, to learn more about them, but also give it time in this process of dating or being available again or putting yourself out there, because you don't want to go back through learning the same lessons you just learned. Like, because the way that I'm getting this is sometimes you go through a really big lesson in life, personal, professional, love, what have you, and when you feel like you've really learned that lesson, sometimes the universe throws in your way someone or something that is going to be the same experience or bring up the same experiences. And it's an opportunity for you to say, did I really integrate the lessons and the experience that I needed to learn in that previous one? And if I did, then I will know how to spot something. I will know how to look at it and move through it differently, or say no to it, or navigate that, rather than go through something the same way I've always gone through something. So I feel like in terms of love, there might be someone that you've met that you're like, gosh, we get along so well, we vibe so well, and they're not a bad person. I wouldn't think that, I don't feel that, but they might bring with them familiar experiences compared to the previous relationships you've had that are very similar. And so it could be an opportunity for you to relearn those if you haven't already learned or really integrated the learning that you gained from the previous ones. I hope that's making sense. It's almost like the universe just kind of throws something at you to test you. Did you really learn that? Are you really ready to move forward and really, progress in your journey, progress in your evolution? Did you really integrate what you needed to know in order to master, in a sense, master that energy, master that experience, and look at it differently? There's definitely something here about even though it's not necessarily in the card specifically, but there is an energy of someone wanting to rush something because they're just eager and they're excited and they're ready to go. So let's just keep going and see what else wants to come through. Okay, cool. All right, so we have teamwork, reaching out, and worth the wait. Okay, so definitely feeling with that previous message that if you are someone who's kind of rushing and eager, excited, wanting to move quickly and just don't want to lose this, it could be the best thing ever, kind of give it that time, but giving it the time for it to evolve, and also you're putting yourself out there again, giving yourself time to explore, to learn, to get to know people. Definitely worth the wait on this person that you are trying to bring in, that you're wanting to align with. I just got this message. There could be somebody that you know from your past, and it doesn't have to be an ex, it could be, but I don't think it's an ex. There could be somebody that you know who knows that you're available again. You might have been in a relationship at the time that you knew this person, and maybe you were just friends, or you're just acquaintances, or maybe they're not maybe nothing ever really, maybe you guys weren't really ever connected, but there's something here I'm getting that they know that you're available, and they're gonna reach out because they're like, well, shoot, like, what is that? Thinking of The Office, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like, this person's kind of like, if I don't just shoot my shot now, like, I'm just gonna miss it again. Like, you might have been in a relationship or always dating somebody or with someone, and this person knows that you're available, and they're gonna reach out kind of out of the blue. And that might be someone worth the wait. Like, out of the whole time, someone from your past that you never really thought about or considered might have been the person worth waiting for, was always kind of around you, you know? It could be this person that reaches out to you, and it could be someone new that you meet that, like, I'm getting this feeling here, they also would want to take the time to get to know you. They would want to give it time. They want to work with you and see where it can go. This person is extremely mature. Sorry if you're my kitty. This person is really mature in how they want to navigate relationships too. Like, they understand you can't rush something. It never works that way. And they're very, like, open to, you know, really seeing where something can go with you, or seeing if it can grow, it can evolve, getting to know one another. But they're not, I'm getting the word clingy, but that's not really the word I'm trying to think of right now. They're not super attached. Like, they understand that if you guys do not see eye to eye, or if you do not have the same goals in life, or you don't want the same things, like same big things especially, right? Big things as in, like, you want children, or you have these goals to never have children, or you want to move, like, to the other side of the world, and they don't, like, big, huge things that really they know in their heart they do or don't want. So if there's these big milestone kind of thing, goals that they're not in alignment with you on, they have full respect and honor, like, your decisions, and they know that, like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and they're 100% willing to just really super respectfully, like, separate. You could still connect. Like, this person would definitely want to connect with you on a friend level, so that there's no angst around trying to move too quickly in the romantic sense, because then you kind of entangle with each other. You kind of get a little energetically entangled, and they don't want that. They would really want to know where you're at, what you want in life, and to see if you guys align on the same things. And if you do, then they would want to more seriously move forward. I don't think this is someone who would entertain more than one person. Like, they're not interested in, like, wanting to talk to you, get to know you and everything, and then also be talking to someone else and getting to know them. They're not someone who really plays the field. They set their sights on one person, and they may not necessarily be, like, seriously into dating, but they see every opportunity to meet someone and really get to know them as a friend, and make that the first priority, and then see if there is chemistry there, which there probably would be. If there is between you two, you would notice it immediately. But I don't think that they really give that the energy that a lot of people would initially. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with moving quickly in a relationship, right? I always say your journey is your experience, your choice to experience life the way that you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. This particular person, I think, is like, they make the effort to prioritize a friendship with you first, and getting to know you in that light, to really see all sides of you and learn what you want in life, to see if you guys are in alignment. Then when they feel more like, this is actually something I can really, like, see myself with, then they'll really start to acknowledge the chemistry, the connection that's maybe more undeniable, or it's more heavily aspected in your dynamic. Like, it's heavy. You can't not feel it, right? But they are not going to entertain that energy initially. They want to really build solid trust, foundation, stability with a friend, and then know if that can go somewhere. So this person is like, if you are also willing to, this person is very willing to work with you on seeing where you guys can go, how you guys can build a friendship. And then if you're willing to be patient, which what's coming up here is to not rush, that they would hope that you would want to work with them too. Like that teamwork to say, I'm going to give this time, they're going to give this time. Let's just kind of see where it goes. And that's not something that necessarily you would talk about. Like, hey, I kind of think we feel something here, but let's just be friends first. I think it's just unsaid, obvious things. Like, you just know you're really good friends and you're just willing to build that. But it's more of an internal, like, are you also willing to work on this in a very, like, just loving and friendly way with the potential that it could go somewhere, but just being mindful that you're making it a friendship priority first. I'm also getting the sense that this king, that with that king-queen energy, like the people that you were seeing, like in this vision, or that I was seeing in this vision, that like the one you're overlooking, that's that king. Like this is that person. Could be this person who's going to reach out to you. Yeah. If this is somebody that you knew, or even somebody you probably didn't really know, but maybe you met like in passing like once, but you guys like locked eyes, right? Or you guys had an instant connection, but it didn't go anywhere, right? Like maybe it was like a 5-minute conversation and you were like, wow, this person and I connected on a level I never thought to so quickly with someone. The energy is whatever. So it could be someone you don't know, someone you did know. And maybe in that time, like it was like that bad timing, like it wasn't meant to be, but that connection was there. And you've gone through like, you know, all these lessons in life, and you're at this place where you guys are finally like aligning. Might be something coming back around that you actually didn't think would ever come back around. It's kind of funny, like I've heard stories of people being like, oh yeah, like, you know, if you want to go into soulmate twin flame stuff, like people would talk about like, oh, my twin flame or my soulmate, whatever, like they were this person I knew back in preschool, like, or they were this person I knew like from 10 years ago and nothing was ever between us, and then all of a sudden, boom, we reconnected and it was like the best thing ever, and now we're married and 5 kids. You know, it could be something like that. Like it could be like this person that you didn't really ever consider. It wasn't like that then. And then all of a sudden, somehow they come back around because they know that you're single and they're like willing to shoot their shot. Say like, you know, and then you're like, okay, actually, I'll give it time. I'll give it time. I'll try it. I'll see. I'll work with this. And it's like totally worth the wait. Like, that'd be fun. I love stories like that. I love how stories unfold like that. So it would be super cool if that's like actually what's happening here. Okay, let's get some little love oracle messages here. First one, the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. I feel like this could have been you or them in the past. You could have been coming out of a relationship, not with them necessarily, but like in between meeting them. Or your past relationships were always with a runner in the relationship, is very codependent, and you were that chaser energy, but you could have been the runner. You could have been someone who was always with someone but like avoided it, which is why things would not have panned out with this person. If this is the person for you that comes back in and you're actually ready to see where it could go, because, you know, runner in a codependent relationship is like your fear of being intimate with someone, fear of they could have been the runner. Like if you knew that, right, you met them in the past and it wasn't ready. Nothing was ever gonna like hit it off between you two because they were a runner energy. Maybe they were afraid of intimacy, and so you guys were not in alignment. I'm getting really strong fear of intimacy, and not just intimacy and sexual intimacy, like intimacy, like really being intimate and close with someone, even emotionally. Like there's some true vulnerability, and it can be scary to be really intimate when you're emotionally vulnerable with someone. There could have been some energy here, either on your end, maybe even on their end, or just, it could definitely have been you. You could have definitely been the runner. Like if someone was to come in and want to entertain you, you were kind of like, yes and no, maybe not then. I'm really scared. Like I can't open up yet. Or maybe you thought you were and it really weren't. There's just something here about fear of intimacy and getting it more on an emotional level. Definitely could have been physical, but so however that resonates. Let's see what else wants to come out. Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. This, I'm kind of actually getting the feeling that like this person, that this is feeling very specific to this person. Maybe when you guys separated, like you guys, because I don't feel like you guys are talking, right? Or, you could be friends with this person, but you're not really close. You're just like, you talk every like once a month or like connect every couple months. Like you just kind of stay in touch. It could be something like that too, right? But I get this feeling that kind of after maybe if you guys had this run-in with a person, right? You kind of got to know someone briefly and it didn't pan out, or you got to know someone a little more as acquaintance or friend and it just kind of didn't really go anywhere. And that's okay. Maybe you didn't see it under that light. There was this energy that was playing out with the runner. Fear of intimacy, fear of getting close to somebody. I think that if there was a separation here, like maybe you just kind of went off on your own path, doing your own thing. They went off, did their own thing. There was actually some sadness. Sadness to not see you. Like this person could, the fact that I'm getting this message that there's someone who's just going to randomly reach out and be like, shoot their shot because they, never know. I get this feeling that they've thought about you a lot and wondered. And there was a lot of sadness here around like the separation or like the disconnection. And I don't think it has anything to do with like there was like an argument or a fight. It's just this, however you guys separated, going down your separate paths, you were doing a lot of healing work with that lessons learned card right there and the runner energy, fear of intimacy. I think that you were really doing all that work on yourself, and there was this person, or maybe even just other people, but someone was like actually really sad that you weren't around, really missed you, and I think that this person thought about you a lot more than they would like to admit. And that probably was something that they didn't ever admit to or talk about, was because nothing ever happened between you two, right? You guys were never really close, you never connected, but to think that they missed someone that they didn't even know. Like, how do you talk about that to people? They're like, oh, you're just obsessed, right? Just people want to say whatever they want, but I do get this feeling that this person thought about you a lot and has, and they were really sad that you weren't around, or you didn't come around, and also probably wondering what happened. Like, why did you leave? Because there was no context. There was nothing, right? All right, let's get one more, or whatever wants to come out. This is a nice card. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Yeah, like, just like I mentioned, like when you guys maybe just briefly met or you connected every now and then, your chemistry with this person was ridiculous. Like you noticed it right off the bat. Like a 5-minute conversation was like, what the heck? Like we have insane chemistry. I don't understand that at all. But you were just being cordial with each other. You were just being nice. You were just having a good conversation about whatever, right? It doesn't have to be anything important. But for some reason, the chemistry between you two was insane. And that's why this person misses you. Maybe the energy you brought when you were around, or whenever you kind of came around. I don't think that you were around this person very often, though. I'm not getting that feeling. It kind of feels very specific, so may not be probably won't be for everybody. But there was some level of chemistry that was just like insane. And I think that with that chemistry, simply just being around each other, not just the physical, super attracted, to you chemistry. It's like there's something else here that didn't make sense, but it was like really good. And that energy that you brought, that was just, they yearned for it. All right, here we have separation, yearning. I don't think that it's that they were yearning for you in any like physical, intimate way. I think there was maybe like them missing you and thinking about you a lot is like yearning for the energy that you brought. There was some sort of energy. Ooh, this just came up. So while this runner could have been you might have been the chaser, right? Because there's the runner-chaser dynamic paradigm. They could have, if there was a connection here and it never got off the ground, right? Never went anywhere. They could have ran. Like they could have, remember, like here with this insane chemistry, that can like overwhelm people sometimes, I think. Like if you're like, I don't understand why I feel the way I do about someone I don't even know. That's scary. That what is that? Does it make sense? But they yearn for it. They miss it. They think about you. They could have been a runner. They could have been in the runner energy. Like they're scared of it. What does that mean? Intimacy, like even emotional vulnerability. What? Like maybe you made them feel, you know how sometimes like you meet someone and you feel like this person sees right through you, and it makes you feel uncomfortable because you feel like your soul, you feel naked, right? You feel like your soul is being seen. Say hi to Mew. I feel like this person, maybe they felt like you could see through them. And they felt seen, but they felt really vulnerable because you could read them and see them in a way no one else could. And that was really scary. Wow. That's so interesting. Okay. That's kind of exciting. I hope that this message was helpful. I'm going to leave it there. I really do hope that this message was helpful for some of you, all of you, at least one of you. It'd be really awesome to see if somebody does reach out to you out of the blue. Someone that you're not paying attention to, you don't know. Definitely if you're like back in the dating scene or you're available again, give it time, explore your options, because you might miss something. There might be someone here who you're going to overlook because you're caught up in this like fast moving energy, or, remember everything you've learned in your relationships, in your journey. You went through that because you not deserved the pain, right? But you deserved better for yourself, and you went through that growth period and you learned the lessons. I know that you integrated them. And I think that it just gets exciting when you start to feel this connection with people again. The feeling of being wanted or desired, even respected and valued, like when that comes up. So give it time if you are putting yourself back out there for like to date or to just meet people. It doesn't have to actually be like dating. You can just be meeting people and just getting to know people. But this person would be like really willing to work on something, like be slow with it. Go slow with things and just be friends, but with the intention of more, obviously. If they're reaching out of the blue, they're shooting their shot. They thought about you a lot. This is kind of cool. I'm just like excited. I don't even know, like, I would love to know if this actually happens for somebody. I always just think of those movies. There's like a movie, but probably more than one movie, where like people reach out to you from years ago, years gone by. It's like, I've always had feelings for you. And it's like, oh God, out of the blue, I don't know. And actually see that it pans out to be the most beautiful relationship you've ever had. Wow. Yeah, no, okay. I hope that this message was helpful for some of you, all of you, at least one of you. If you did like this message and it did resonate for you, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how it did, or if this even happens. And subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And until next time, thanks for watching.